Hi, Virgo. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for February of 2021. This month's themes are going to center around two major areas of life, relationship and work. And if you want to cover that in a reading and find out more about it, your best choice would be the natal and transit reading. And you can find a link for that in the YouTube description below. In last month's horoscope, I talked about how 2021 feels lighter and brighter than 2020, which it does already. Mostly because Jupiter and Saturn have moved into Aquarius and left Capricorn. During February, Saturn forms a harmonious sextile to Chiron and a stressful square to Uranus, which is going to bring us many opportunities to understand and heal our relationship both to the authoritarian and also the authoritative. If there's anything in your chart from 6 to 12 degrees of the fixed signs, and I know you're Virgo, but I'm talking about the fixed signs here, and chances of this are actually pretty good. That means Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio. If you've got anything from 6 to 12 degrees there, then that part of your chart will absolutely feel this. And you can find out more about that in our 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel. So we're going to start the way we usually do with some news about Mars and Venus and Mercury. Julia, you want to take it away?
Sure. Well, hey there, Virgo. I'll start with Mars, the planet of activity, the planet of drive, and it is in your ninth house all month. The ninth house it has many different expressions, but it rules all of the things that expand us in some way. So it's travel, it's higher education, it's adventure, it's all these things, these new experiences that when we do, they somehow broaden us. And with Mars in this house, you're going to be very, very stir crazy this month. Maybe wanting to go on a big trip, try something new, go on an adventure. But if circumstances aren't allowing you to do those things, then you're going to just be going crazy over it now. Now, Venus, the planet of relationships and art and beauty, is in your sixth house at the very beginning of the month. And the sixth house is a work house. It represents the sort of day-to-day environment at your job. And it's also a health house too. So, for the good first part of this month, you should be getting along really well with the people that you work with, co-workers, clients, customers, those types of people. And if you do anything Venus related in your work, such as design, counseling, beauty industry, customer service, those types of gigs, it should be a fruitful time in your career too. And because it's a health house, this can be a good month for health, but Venus does like to indulge in things. So you might be a little bit extra indulgent too. Now, Venus is going to move into your seventh house on February 25th, and she really loves to be in this house because it's the house of partnership, and those are all the things Venus represents. So, at the very end of the month, you can expect to have a really good period in your relationship this year. And if you're not in a relationship right now, then this is a wonderful transit for getting out there and hitting the dating market. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, begins the month retrograde also in your sixth house. And again, this is a work house. So even though you might be having a good month getting along well with people, you still might have a lot of miscommunications on the job too. And the sixth house can also represent all of our organizational systems, all of those organizational resources in our life. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it might mean that you are losing track of a lot of things that you thought were organized, whether that's receipts for your bookkeeping, or whether it's your Tupperware drawer that you kind of keep everything in line. But yeah, your organizational systems will be a little bit frayed this month. So expect to have to go over and redo things that you thought you had already straightened out. Now, there's an Epiphany day on February 8th, and that means that Mercury is closely conjoined the sun that day. So you can expect some mental clarity to help you sort of solve your Mercury retrograde issues at around this time. And Mercury will be going direct on February 20th. So that means that it'll stop its backwards motion and start pivoting forward. However, it's going to take about a week after that date for the full cycle to be complete, because Mercury needs a little time to kind of speed up in order to really fully say that the cycle is over.
Yeah, it's true. Well, there are two moons this month and also a seasonal change. The first of these moons is on the 11th, and this one is going to play off of Mercury retrograde. It is a new moon in Aquarius, and it's part of this giant puppy pile of planets in Aquarius occupying your sixth house. So this is some of why work is such a big arena for you this month. getting things organized and cleaned up at work because Mercury demands that and is kind of tangling stuff up. And Venus there too, you know, bringing some sweetness to the workplace. And then this new moon is going to kind of capture all of that energy. We're calling this new moon leaning into the age of Aquarius because of the massive pile of planets in Aquarius. And so bring that humanitarian feel into the workplace under this new moon. There's a seasonal change on the 18th when the sun moves into Pisces right here, which is your 7th house. And that's where really the shift starts to happen as planets over the course of this month and next month are going to be moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces, which is going to bring a lot more attention to your relationship zone. So Julia mentioned that when Venus goes there, it's a good time for dating. You're more attractive, and you might find people more interesting and want to beef up your social life. Absolutely. But the sun is already starting that as early as the 18th. And then we've got a moon that's going to help with that too. And that happens on the 27th. And it's a full moon. The moon itself is in Virgo right here in the 1st house, and the sun is there in Pisces in the 7th. And this is the axis of self versus other. So the moon in your 1st house is going to bring a lot of emotion, which you're going to feel personally. And you may want to put some attention on your self-care. I would definitely recommend that. Organizing things so that you can feel really comfortable in your Virgo-ness. But also balancing that with some relaxation with a partner per that sun in Pisces in the 7th. And we've also named this moon being of service on your own terms. And the on your own terms part is because Uranus is involved. And Uranus is, you know, kind of rebellious, wants to do things his own way. And it forms harmonious connections to both the sun and the moon. So we've made videos about these moons, and you can find them in our February 2021 news playlist. And I recommend that you do. As we've been saying for a couple of months now, that this winter is a really great time. I'm going to turn off this screen share so I can just talk right to you. This winter is a really good time to start new projects. And the reason for that is that all of the outer planets are direct right now. Jupiter, Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they're all moving forward at a good clip. This means that whatever big projects you begin right now are going to probably be able to move forward fairly swimmingly without building a lot of obstruction, obstacles, and sabotage into the very, structure of them. So the only fly on the ointment about that is Mercury Retrograde, which is still going on until the 20th. And then, as Julia mentioned, it has a shadow period, which can last up to a week beyond that. But by about February 25th or 27th, you should find that once again, it's a good time to, sign those final papers on that big purchase, like a car or a home or a rental property. Go ahead and accept that first dollar in exchange for services or goods in your new business. Okay, that's all we have for you today, Virgo. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do share it widely, subscribe to our channel, and like this video. You'll find the themes of your horoscope are going to be fleshed out a little bit more in the February news playlist on our YouTube channel. I suggest that you check that. You can always find your horoscope on our website, pandoraastrology.com, where you can also get a reading or even join a class. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.